Hi folks, Dave with DBS Tech Talk, and today we're going to talk about the iBosso IT01s in-ear monitor. This is a piece of gear that I came across at Auxpona. Sat at the iBosso table for quite a while and was very impressed with the various gear that they had there, and very knowledgeable people sitting at the tables. Really enjoyed getting to know them and just listening to all the stuff that they had to offer. The IT01 is their budget-friendly in-ear. It runs $100, and just thought I would pick up a pair and give you guys my thoughts on the iBosso IT01. So it comes in a very nice package. The typical sleeve with box inside type of packaging. You open it up, and up top you have your warranty material and user guide information. Then you have your monitors, and you have a carrying case. The carrying case is says iBosso Audio on it, and it reminds me of one of those tobacco tins that you can use and slap your tobacco and then get it out. Anyways, just spins right off, and you have your cable inside there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. You also get a bunch of tips. All kinds, no matter what size ear you have. They have silicone and foam in there, and I find that the silicone ones are a little bit on the mushy side. I'm not a huge fan of them, and they're also a little short. They don't insert as far as I would like, so I didn't care for that. Now, the foam tips, on the other hand, are extremely nice, and they're just smushy enough and firm enough at the same time. And then they have a little bit more height than the silicones, and they insert in my ears perfectly. So I actually prefer the foam. The monitors themselves are very well built. They weigh about 8 ounces each, and they're extremely light, very small. They do have somewhat of a long port and bore on them. There's a 10 millimeter driver inside there. Does have a graphene diaphragm. It is a single driver, but it's very well built, shaped very well, fits right in the ears. We'll show that here in a moment. So that's the unboxing portion of it. It's a, the basic in-ear unboxing, but I really do like this case. This is a lot better than a lot of the other ones that come with in-ears. So I was actually really impressed by this case. Very durable. The lid does not come off without a little twist, and it's very well built. Very solid. The cable is extremely nice. I have never had it tangle, ever. And it has a really nice braid to it. It's extremely light. You get a good bit of strain relief. And a nice 3.5. Goes up to a split that has a nice slider, and then it tightens up into a tighter braid. And it has very loose feeling preforms. They're not stiff at all. They have just enough curve that it'll hold your in-ear in the proper position. And they are marked red for right. So let's put them in here and it just connects very easily. I do apologize if you hear music in the background. That's the Edition XXs are getting their run through, and so they are not private headphones at all. So you can hear, I mean, they leak like crazy. So anyways, I bought those. It just fits right in your ear. Very smooth, very snug. Does not put pressure on the inside of your ear at all, though. And once they're in place, they're not moving. They're just there, and they're extremely light. You don't get any pressure on the back of your ear. You don't get any pressure in the hole. It's just a very smooth, snug fit, and they isolate well. They block out noise. Like I can't even hear the music in the background. Can't hear anything around. In fact, let's turn the fan on real quick. And I can barely hear that. And that's on full blast. If I turn it down to level 1, it's a whisper. So they isolate really well. And when I took them on a international flight and I put them in my ears when we were in air, I could barely hear the hum of the jet engines. It was a very nice isolation and good seal. Once I turned music on, it all disappeared. So these work very well in that regard. It gives you just enough so you can hear what's going around you. So like if you're walking around town and you're getting across the street and you pause your music and you want to hear if cars are coming, you could definitely hear that. If someone's going to talk to you, you could pause your music. You can hear if they talk loud enough, you could hear them without having to take your headphones out, or earphones out. So just a couple quick specs here. Let's grab the box. As I said, they have a graphene diaphragm, which is incorporated into a unique dual Helmholtz resonator driver that creates an authentic musical experience. Of course, it has the MMCX high purity copper cable that is detachable. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a 10 millimeter dynamic driver, has a frequency response of 10 hertz to 42 kilohertz. The impedance is 16 ohms and the sensitivity is 108 dB. So, I mean, these things are easy to drive and will drive off of anything. And they have noise attenuation of negative 26 dB and a rated power of 10 milliwatts. They weigh 8 grams and the cord length is 1.2 meters. So that's about perfect for portable use. And overall build, fit, comfort, I have no complaints. I mean, they're extremely light. They're very nicely colored, easy to tell which one's left and right with the red and blue. You can also get them in other colors if you want, but I think the red and blue is just kind of unique. And the cable is the best IEM cable I've ever gotten. And the only one that comes remotely close to this is the advanced GT3 cable. And that is triple the cost of these. So this is for $100. So how do they sound? Neutral with a warm tint to them, and they have a slight U shape. The mids are just a step back. It's not a V, and it's not a big U. It's a very, very slight recess in the mids. The soundstage on them is extremely wide for an in-ear. I was really impressed how much width you can get with these and how much spatialness you can get with them. You can get some feelings with them. They space very well. They do have good clarity and detail and imaging in the soundstage. They're pretty precise. They're actually really good for gaming, and I really enjoy the soundstage on them. I was really surprised because sometimes in-ears can sound a little too intimate, a little too close, and these do a really good job of giving you that feeling of openness and a good soundstage. Bass-wise, they are very, very good. They reach down nice and deep. They have good details, very good clarity. They will thump if it is called upon, and they have nice clarity. They're not a muddled up mess, even when songs do get a little busy in the bass regions. It does not venture too far into the mids. There is a slight little bit of from the upper bass to the lower mids. There's a little bit of merging together, which gives it a little bit of warmth sound to it, but it's not extreme, and it's only noticeable on songs that are a little bit busier. As I said, the mids are slightly recessed, but they have a full bodiness and a clarity to them, and they have very good natural timbre. Everything sounds extremely smooth and lush, and the mids vocals are very, very clean and clear. The treble is really well extended, but has a smoothness to it with a slight edge. They're borderline being either bright or laid back. They kind of ride that line, and depending on the song that you're with or you're listening to, they can go a little bit one way or the other. So every now and then you'll get those songs, those moments of that's a little bit there, and it's never enough to call it bright, but it's not enough to call it laid back, if that makes sense. They're a very unique sound. But I truly love the Ibosso IT01s. For $100, I can't think of anything that I've tried that beats them. They are very, very good. If I think of some of the other in-ears that I have that are around $100, the RHA CL750 is a whole lot brighter and more analytical. The Advanced Sound GT3 is more warm and full-bodied and is not as clean and clear. The Advanced Sound S2000s is a lot cheaper and a lot brighter sounding. Let's see, what else have I? Can't think of really anything else within that kind of. The RHA S500, I think it is. They are a little more warm and a little bit more neutral, or the mids are a little more forward. Let's put it that way. So the Ibosso IT01 to me is a steal at $100. It's crazy good. If you like slightly recessed mids with bass and treble that is boosted a little bit and is more forefront, but yeah, it's very clean, clear, and very warm sounding. Has at times a laid back feel, but also can be energetic at times, and has good sound stage and clarity, and works well for gaming. The Ibosso IT01s. Get 2 thumbs up from me. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.